We're here in Miramar, where the president arrived just moments ago. He was greeted by chants of USA, USA. He met with supporters and members of the military. He's currently on his way to downtown San Diego, where he's expected to hold a fundraising event. After that, he will travel to Otay Mesa, where he will visit the U.S.-Mexico border. It's all part of a 2-day trip to the state of California, in which he also held fundraising events in L.A. and San Francisco. In total, he's expected to raise over $15 million for his re-election campaign. It's been an emotional day out here in Poway, just one day after the deadly synagogue shooting. Behind me, the community has come together, placing flowers, candles, and messages of hope. And starting at 7 p.m. tonight, a vigil and memorial will be held here at a park in Poway. Reporting here in Poway, I'm Paco Ramos. He is a U.S. citizen. His wife is Mexican. For the past 3 months, they have been going from shelter to shelter in Tijuana. Finally, they have found somewhat of a permanent home here in Valle del Campo, just outside of Tijuana. And while it's not the most dangerous place in Tijuana, it most certainly isn't the most ideal place to raise a family. On the one-year anniversary of the Orlando nightclub shooting, hundreds of San Diegans gathered here to march for equality, sending a message to the current administration that they're not giving up. We're here in Bonzo, where the Lilac Fire swept through the area. Behind me is what remains of one of the many homes that were destroyed by the flames. Crews have been battling this fire by air and by land for 3 days now. The fire has burned over 4,100 acres. It is 20% contained, but winds are expected to pick up Saturday night into Sunday morning. In the intense heat of the desert, 100 miles east of San Diego, a nonprofit is hoping to melt away political lines, all in an effort to save lives.
I founded this organization back in 2001 because in those days there were a lot of people dying in this area between here and Yuma.
John Hunter is the founder of the Water Station, a volunteer-based organization he runs with his wife Laura that sets up and maintains barrels of water in the Southern California desert.
Water Station is a non-political, non-religious organization. All we want to do is just stop people from dying.
The Red Feather Off-Road Market Cat and Cafe behind me here in Ocotillo is where volunteers will first meet. From here, they divide the day's work. Each year, between late March and late October, volunteers from San Diego, Imperial Valley, and as far away as Los Angeles head to the desert to deploy nearly 150 barrels along a barren stretch of Highway 98 and anywhere else they're needed. The barrels are available to lost hikers, stranded drivers, and migrants who cross the Mexican border in search of a better life. Each barrel contains 6 gallons of potable water and is marked with blue and orange flags, making them easy to spot. Where the barrels go is determined by the data from the coroner's office, which plots where bodies have been found.
Typically, they'd find a person here and here and here, and I would look below that and try to put the stations half a mile south, because they're typically mostly coming from the south.
According to the water station, nearly 24 people die in the desert region each year, where temperatures can reach as high as 125 degrees.
We have permits, so we are not breaking the law, and we have people from all walks of life helping us. We have atheists, we have gays, we have liberals, we have Democrats, we have Republicans. So all of us have the same goal, to stop these heat-related deaths.
The nonprofit says its work is not meant to be taken as an invitation for undocumented immigrants to cross the border illegally.
We are not trying to lure anybody coming across. Like I said, we're just trying to stop people from dying.
Immigration is down historically, but the number of people that are dying trying to cross into the United States continues to increase as tighter security measures closer to urban crossings forces many immigrants to take their chances in the searing desert heat.
Even though the elements, the rain and the wind will move some of it.
Jose Sandoval volunteers for the water station along with his father. For them, it's a bonding experience, one that's also deeply personal.
My uncle had crossed to the area, so it kind of hit close to home when he told me about that. So that inspired me to come and help other people, people like us that come over that want a better life. So help them survive at least the journey.
It can take up to $30,000 a year to install and maintain the water stations, so the organization relies on volunteers and donations to keep their work flowing. In March, these volunteers will return to the desert to set up the water station again for anyone who might need them. If you would like to volunteer and donate to the water station, visit cbsa.com and click on the Hot button. Large turnout here in Balboa Park as hundreds gather to look up to the sky at a phenomenon not seen since 1979.
Beautiful, beautiful view.
All eyes on the sky as thousands packed Balboa Park to see the solar eclipse.
It's amazing.
San Diego wasn't in the path of totality, so our peak, 10:23 a.m., the sun was only about 60% covered.
Oh my God.
But it was still totally worth it to witness.
Can you see yellow?
Yep.
Can you see a black circle? The moon?
Yep.
Outside the Fleet Science Center, there were telescopes set up to share, but many San Diegans came prepared, bringing their own eye protection. This man had a welding mask, and check out the view. Other creative eye protecting devices ranged from boxes,
There's a hole right here. The little hole right here needs to be facing the sun.
to a colander, to hole-punched playing cards.
It has a hole, so I guess the sun's like reflecting through it, and the moon is showing through the way. The sun is coming into quiescent because the moon is going over the sun.
This is awesome, and it's great to see so many people out here sharing it together.
Lisa Will is a professor of astronomy at City College. She was here to answer questions and remind us that the eclipse isn't just about getting cool-looking pictures. It's also a chance for scientists to gather some really interesting data.
Having this eclipse traverse the entire breadth of the continental United States gives us a great opportunity to gather temperature data in the atmosphere, pressure data, illumination data, and that'll help us understand how we react to the sun.
Lisa loves the fact that the eclipse has so many people excited about science, and if you want to experience a total eclipse, another one is on its way. So make your plans now. It will enter through Texas and exit through Maine. We'll get a partial here in San Diego. For News 8, I'm Francisco Ramos. Funeral mass was held here at the Corpus Christi Parish in Bonita for one of the 7 sailors killed on board the USS Fitzgerald in the collision near the coast of Japan.
People of faith, we gather this morning in trusting that today is not the end of the life of Carlos.
23-year-old fire controlman second class Carlos Victor Gonzon Sabian was one of the 7 sailors killed last month when the USS Fitzgerald collided with the Philippine-flagged container ship near Japan. Sabian, who was born in Manila, Philippines, followed his dream to serve his country, paying the ultimate sacrifice.
Today we are celebrating the life of Carlos. His life was full of adventures, happiness, laughter, and love.
Holding back tears, Carlos' father told those gathered at the Corpus Christi Parish his son was his hero.
My love, my shipmate, my hero. You may be gone physically, but the memories you left behind will always be in our hearts, in our mind.
Among those in attendance was family friend and sailor Daniel Craig, who traveled from Texas to honor Carlos. Carlos' father was her chief on her first ship.
It was an honor to be out here to honor Carlos and to support his family.
For Danielle and Carlos' family and friends, it has been difficult to say goodbye.
It's hard saying goodbye to one of our own, especially when it's such a tragedy and we have no idea what happened. It's difficult.
The cause of the collision remains under investigation, but Carlos' father hopes to soon get answers.
My pain in my heart will fade away. In time I can accept and forgive. I need to know why this happened to my Carlos, and I believe Carlos and the other 6 shipmates have the right to know. They deserve an answer. I'm praying that the truth of what really happened will come out.